evening, football fans, or shall I say, good evening, college football fans. I hope you're all ready, because it's going to be a good one. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight is the Season 2 premiere of 3 and Out College Edition right here on Esports Radio, your directory for all that is sports. What's going on, y'all? This is me, your boy Larry, right here with my boy wrong way. With my boy right here, Teran Rodriguez, bringing it to you live. I hope you're excited. We may have football. We may not have football. We have a little bit of football. We have a whole bunch of football. We don't know what in the world is going to happen with college football this year. Can someone freaking explain? Well, today we're going to do our best to try and figure that out. Let's hope to God we can try to figure that out. Because, well, it's been quite the slippery slope. With that said, y'all, I hope you're all ready, because it's going to be a fun one. We got about 55 minutes of college football coming your way. Get excited, y'all, because it's about that time. Once again, y'all, this is me, your boy Larry B, and my co-host, if you will, Mr. Teran Rodriguez, bringing it your way here tonight. Get your comments ready. Get your popcorn ready. It's gonna be a show. We'll be right on back. I told y'all, I just want to do that. I just wanted to be cool. I wanted to, leave the screen and come back in. I'm just saying, Teran didn't think it was cool to do that, so whatever. It's fine. It's cool, Teran. You don't gotta be cool. You don't gotta be in the cool kids club, man. You don't gotta do that. It's cool. It's cool, man.
Do what?
I'm just playing. I left. I thought I was cool, man. I did this, and I came back, But apparently you weren't on it. It's cool, man. Anyway, y'all, what's going on? Hopefully y'all are staying safe. More than anything, hopefully y'all are staying healthy. And honestly, I just hope all of y'all are doing your thing in life and enjoying it. Doing your best to stay healthy and to stay in good spirits and high spirits and all of this nonsense we got going on in all kinds of aspects. I just hope you're all safe and God bless you all. So with that said, welcome to another edition here for the first edition of 3 and Out College Edition of the 2020-2021 NFL college football season. Teran, 3 and Out is coming up on Monday, and I'm chomping at the bit if you can't tell. So, with that said, though, everyone knows me. Teran will tell you, I think everybody will tell you, I'm way more of a college guy than I will ever be professional. I love college. I love professional, but I love college way more. College football is where it's at. I played myself in the NCAA Division III to be precise. But I'll tell you what, no matter what, college football is college football, and it is awesome. So, with that said, welcoming, of course, my co-host for the evening, and, of course, my co-host for life for the show. Glad to have him here, ladies and gentlemen. Welcoming the one, the only. He is this guy is everything when it comes to, keeping the ball rolling on radio. This guy is the head of our PR. This dude is, he literally keeps all of the tweets and next up, and in case you missed it, and the guest links and everything, and the thank yous to them going on. This dude keeps it all going. He's the real deal, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, he's also our statistician here at iSports. The guy does, and I'm glad to have most of the SoCal Supreme Sports Show, covering all Southern California sports, and the host of Point, our volleyball show. Ladies and gentlemen, he is also co-host of this show right here, 3 and Out College Edition, welcoming the one, the only, my gosh, what can I say, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Teran Rodriguez. What's going on, brother? Glad to have you, man. Teran, you've been all over the place, brother. You've been on Tuesday. You had an awesome interview with Mr. Caleb, I believe, on Tuesday. That was awesome. You talked with, you had a great show with your brother, actually, on Wednesday. And here you are now with me on Friday again. We're talking some college football. Dude, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, Larry. Can't complain. I just wrapped up my first week of college. I'm hoping this is the final week of my last year at Long Beach State. If everything goes well, knock on wood, then I could be graduating in the spring.
Well, let's hope so, man. You're a great dude. You definitely got plenty to offer the academic world, man. And I'm telling you right now, you're really exciting to listen to on air. And I'll tell you, man, you've really come a long way in your broadcasting, and you're going to go far too in your world of media, man. Hopefully you stick on with us and you stay for quite some time. Like I said, you'll always be a part of the iSports Radio family, man. But with that said, like I said, dude, you're a big part of us, and hopefully you're here to stay for a long time, man.
I hope so too, Larry, and I appreciate the kind words.
You're absolutely welcome, brother. So, what's going on, Pierre Moss? Do you see that dude in the chat room, Taren? I sure do. Mr. Pierre Moss. College football is back tomorrow night. It sure is. We got Pierre Moss actually covering a game for us, man. I forgot what game it was. It's an FCS game, but I don't even care what kind of game it is. It's college football, and that's all that matters to me is I want some college football, okay? College football has not been back for a while, and I'm angry, okay? I need me some college football in my life. I'm just saying. So, Marcus Lowe's great. Big shout out to you, brother, in the chat room. What's going on, man? Okay, Taren, it may not be a white tee, but you just gotta be real with me, man. This is a crispy black tee. It really is. It's a crispy IE Sports Radio black tee. I'm not coming to you live from my mama's basement. I'm actually in front of my door, because I couldn't get the other part set up, so I couldn't be in front of my banner. But what can I say? No one doesn't like Marcus. So, big ups to him, and thanks for tuning in. And yes, Marcus says he's salty about the Trojans. We will get to that. So, with that said, Taren, what's going on, man? How are you feeling about college football this year? We have all this madness going on. We're going to have a lot to get into tonight. But how are you feeling about this year's college football season, man, so far?
I'm excited for some college football, and hopefully I didn't lose you. And Larry,
you're good to go, brother.
Anyway, I am excited about college football, and I'm looking forward to it. And Larry,
we are here, brother. You're good. You're good to go, man. Having some bad reception over there?
Yeah, I actually turned off my Wi-Fi because I thought I was causing the lag. But anyway, I'm excited for college football. I can't wait for it, and I really am looking forward to. Even though there's not going to be any 12 or Big Ten, I'm excited for the college football. I've been college football since January, if not February. So I'm excited to get some college football in. I was going to use the whole last decade shtick, but I think that doesn't apply because we actually did have some college football last year. So we haven't had college football since January or February.
And I'll tell you something, Taren. Right now with 2020, it's a trip. Some jokes are just there, and some are just like, okay, can we just get on with it? I mean, dude, it has been crazy, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this thing has been entirely crazy. Like the Pac-12 won't be having football or any Pac-12 sport if the remainder of the calendar year. The Big Ten has canceled all of its or postponed all of its fall sports. It's crazy, and then they're saying that they might have a Big Ten football in during Thanksgiving week, or they'll start Thanksgiving week. So one kind of has to wonder if will they be bowl eligible? I mean, they could obviously play 5 games and then have a conference championship. But I also been hearing that the Pac-12 is thinking of having some college football in winter. So as we talked about it before the show started, we kind of have to wonder, will any of the Pac-12 be bowl game eligible or championship eligible? That's just some food for thought. So you kind of got to wonder. The Pac-12 and Big Ten kind of dug themselves in this hole, so they're trying to dig their way out of it, but I think it's a hole that's too steep to dig out of.
It really is, Taren. This is very frustrating because, okay, the virus has definitely taken its toll on everything. You know that. I know that. We all know that. And the big thing is are you typing, Taren?
I'm sorry, what?
Are you typing?
No.
Oh, okay. I was like, that's interesting. There's some popping going on here. Okay, that's interesting. But, I wonder what the heck's causing that. But regardless, I'll tell you, this has really been an extremely awkward year for all sports. But the one thing it just had to screw with is college football. Okay. As of right now, you're right. As everything you said, I mean, certain conferences have called it a season. It sucks. Okay. The big part about this, Taren, that really irks me the most is the fact that we don't know how many teams are actually going to make things happen in the fall or in the spring. Because you have Ohio State over here talking about, well, we don't even know if we don't play in the Big Ten, screw it. We're playing football, right? You heard the same thing I heard. So it's kind of like, well, where are we, right? Like, who's playing football where? Where are we, what's going on? So realistically, it's really awkward to think of what we're doing. We all know that if there is no football in the in fall, they're going to shoot for the spring for a lot of conferences. Now, here's the problem with that, Taren. You know as well as I do that the NFL stops for nobody. Okay? The only thing that can halt the NFL, of course, is the only thing that can halt the NFL is the virus itself. Okay? And if the virus doesn't do anything to it, then that's about it. The NFL is going to continue, and it's going to go well. Which also means, Taren, that the draft, okay, and the combine are going to go as scheduled, right? So what does that mean, Taren? What do? You and I are both seniors right now in college. We're getting ready to play. We decided to stay for our senior year. Okay, we couldn't declare for the draft, or we didn't declare for the draft, or maybe we just needed the extra year. And this is our year to come out. Well, what do we do now, Taren? What do you do when your team just doesn't play? Do you transfer? You're going to lose a year. You might not even be able to do that. Okay, you're trying to transfer for what? You might not even be eligible for the draft. I don't know how the hell that would work. But do you see the problems it's creating? And it's very frustrating. Because now these poor guys who are trying their damnedest to get out there, to get, the showcase, if you will, which is the combine itself, or the Senior Bowl. Taren, what do you even think to yourself? I mean, I'll tell you what I think. I mean, I won't let you go first, but dude, how does that work? Now we have spring football going January, February, March. Oh, I'm sorry. The combine is in March. Oh, the Senior Bowls is in January. You see what I mean? It's just like, this just threw everything on its head. So, personally, how do you think, Matt? How do you feel, or how would you feel being a senior in the situation right now, knowing this is your last year and we have no idea which way is up?
So, yeah, being a senior, it really is tough. I mean, for all seniors, not just for college, but in high school as well. It really, and it affects the draft more so because all the top prospects for this year won't be able to have that final year to get them prepared and fully ready for the season, and it really is frustrating. And for those seniors, those top seniors at those Power 5 schools, from the Big Ten and the Pac-12, it really hurts them because now they'll have one of two options: either they take the extra year of eligibility and forego the draft, or they just go straight to the NFL draft to the point where they're pretty much going to need to prepare for themselves for the best, and they won't be able to have that extra year to get them ready and have all the scouts see them. So it's tough for all seniors. Every senior is hurting right now, and to touch upon your point of transferring is a possibility. You could see some of the top players from these Power 5 schools go to either the SEC. It's a miracle the SEC and the Big 12 are still up and kicking. And the same with the ACC. So you could probably see the SEC getting some big time powerhouses and whatnot. And I think this could be the chance for Alabama to surge back, if not LSU to possibly repeat. So yeah, it'll be quite fascinating to see what we'll have in store for this college football season. It will. And by the way, Pierre Moss says he's up here in the chat room, and unfortunately that popping noise is seriously frustrating. I don't know what the hell's going on with that. It is what it is. I'm sure it's technically annoying, which you gotta love technology. So yeah, I'm here. I can still hear you a little, but yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're good to go, man. So, like I said, man. I mean, you still got that Wi-Fi off?
I turned it off just in case that the phone doesn't hit traffic with all the other things that are using Wi-Fi, like my laptop, the computer downstairs, and whatnot. So,
well, do me a favor and turn it back on, man. It might be the issue. I'm not sure. Okay. It is what it is. We'll see what it is. But regardless, y'all. With that said, like Taren said right now, it's just a huge issue with having to. Okay, it's the biggest issue knowing that it's the unknown, okay? Knowing that you don't know. That sucks. And as an athlete, okay, as somebody who is trying their damnedest, like I said, to prepare for the next level, this stupid virus is absolutely destroying everything. So, with that said, yeah, let's go ahead and continue on into a little something that, why not? We were just talking about bowl eligibility. So, Taren, that was a very interesting topic that you brought up a little bit ago when we were talking about the show, getting ready for it, is the bowls, man. So, first things first, we all know that bowl season is this wonderful time of year, during the Christmas time, in a sense. Dude, how in the world are we going to even have bowl season this year? Think about that. So go ahead and bring up that issue that you brought up earlier. That's actually a really good topic, man, about bowl season.
So basically, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. So anyway, yeah, it's tough considering you also have the Rose Bowl, which is the granddaddy of them all, which won't be played till next year, and all and then you all, if you're the NCAA, you kind of have to wonder if they may try to postpone all the bowl games, but that would not be smart, because if the Pac-12 does play in the winter, let's say they play in the winter, okay, and then what's the NCAA going to say about that? Are they going to say, oh, we can wait till then? Because if, let's say the NCAA says, oh, let's wait for the Pac-12 and let's wait till the Big Ten gets everything done, and then we'll have bowl games until February. That opens up a big can of worms right there, because now you're with every team that did play in the fall schedule, the fall football schedule, now has to rest and pretty much have to just deal with practicing and not getting that competition on the field, and they won't be facing anyone except for themselves. And then once everything is done with all the Pac-12 and Big Ten games, then it's bowl season, and then the dust settles, and then let's say Oregon faces, what's a good example? Let's say they face Auburn. Let's say Oregon faces Auburn in the Rose Bowl, and then Oregon is basically played last week or 2 weeks ago. Auburn probably hasn't played since maybe December at the latest. December, maybe early January. So that right there would be a huge disadvantage for Auburn, since they haven't played in forever. Especially if it's played in February. If it's played in February, that's a huge disadvantage for Auburn. I mean, it gives them more rest, but you want to have competition against other people. You don't just want to face yourself, because although it is ideal for that to happen, I mean, it is ideal to continue to keep practicing and to face yourself and to cover your weaknesses and whatnot. You'd rather be seeing your opponent, and you'd rather be playing actual competition instead of yourself. So the Pac-12 is kind of in a big little quagmire, and the Big Ten is right behind them. I mean, at least the Big Ten can get maybe 5 or 6 games, but if they have a Pac-12 or not Pac-12, a Big Ten championship, it's 5 games. Do you think they'll be eligible with just only five maybe 5 games underneath the belt? It kind of boggles my mind. So, again, it's just food for thought on my part. Before the show. So that's just me. But this whole bowl game situation, there's a lot of situations. And what if there's not a whole lot of teams that fill the bowl eligibility requirement? We could see teams that are under 500 in bowl games, a team that's 4-6 or or 5-7 could get into the bowl, considering not a whole lot of teams finished like 500 for the bowl game eligibility. So, and it's not just for like it could be like any team. It could be like the Mean Green that finishes under 500, and then they could still get into like the Cheez-It Bowl. We'll just throw that as an example. So I'm just using examples. I'm not over exaggerating. I just didn't want to say like the like Pepperidge Farm Bowl or something.
You said the Mean Green, dude. The Mean Green's the real deal, Taren. The Mean Green's the real deal.
I'll pass it back to you.
You're good, brother. So, okay, I'm going to try something real quick, because I think the popping noise is kind of seceding a little bit. Let's see if I try this. Okay, so, well, there you go. Unfortunately, that sucks, because I didn't want to have to mute you, brother. Let me see if I can unmute. And, oh, yep, there's the popping noise. Okay, so I will unmute you as soon as you come back in, so it's all good. Sorry about that, Taren. It's freaking, it's annoying, but I'm going to go over these comments real quick because great points, Taren. But check this out, man. I like Pierre and Marcus have a good conversation going here in the chat room. And Pierre says, I think the Big Ten, the Pac-12 jumped the gun, hopping the rest of the Power 5. Hoping the rest of the Power 5 would follow. I could not agree more, okay? So then Marcus Kiss says here, I agree. Mr. Moss says, they should have waited to make a decision. I agree with that as well. So we have Marcus saying, they allowed ESPN and the rest of the networks to force their hand, and they did. This is already another issue as well, because, once again, at the end of the day, the only ones who are genuinely suffering are the players themselves. The gosh dang schools have enough money, okay? You're playing, really, you paid Alabama, 3 years ago or 2 years ago, playing Samford and Merced. Really, guys? Seriously? You know how much money those guys get paid to play those tune-up games? Seriously? I mean, the Appalachian States versus Michigans of the world? Do you have any idea how much those guys get paid? So it's like, yeah, they pay tons of money. So these schools have plenty of money, okay? There's no issue. I mean, of course, if there is no football or college football, they are going to lose tons of money, but regardless, they have that kind of money to throw around to play tune-up games, okay, because there is no college preseason. So anyway, I'm saying the players are the ones who are getting screwed here, okay? So overall, Pierre says spring football is a bad idea. 2 seasons in 1 calendar year and players not getting paid. I can't see it happening. I am totally with you. The Pac-12, of course, has passed that, and it would be great to see some athletes actually getting compensated for their hard work. And of course, after the schools making tons of money off of them. Regardless, this is a great, absolutely great statement here, Pierre, because if we don't have paid athletes, once again, you're just screwing yourselves. That's all there is to it. So it's really sad to say how college football is kind of just going down the toilet right now because of all of this nonsense moving things around. But no matter what, at the end of the day, college football is the moneymaker. It is a major revenue sport in college, if not, well, of course, the biggest revenue sport. So once again, everyone is going to push so hard for college football to be played. Pierre says, keep in mind, the NCAA has zero control over the bowl system and the college football playoff. ESPN and the conferences control that. And you know something, Pierre? That's something that is hard to grasp because I still don't know if that's 100%. It may be 100% accurate. I mean, I'm not calling you a liar, brother. I think you have something. You're onto something there. Because how it works is, I can definitely see that working. I think the NCAA has a little bit of say-so. Regardless, this is more than likely how it really is. So there you go, a little insight from Pierre Moss, who definitely knows his college football. Regardless, this really sucks if that is actually the 100% case, and I'm just trying really hard to not believe it. I guess you can say it in denial. This really sucks to think that, which, is what it is. But Marcus says here, who's attending all these bowl games? Yeah, exactly. Who's going to go and pay the checks, right? Okay, so Jockstrap Bowl. I just had to put that one out there from Marcus and, of course, the LOL. So like I said, y'all, we have 30 minutes left here on the show, and we're going to get moving. But overall, all right, I'm going to have to put Taren back on because I want to hear his comments on especially the networks running college football and, of course, all the money makers here. But with that said, let's get on over to that and see what you got to say. So, Taren, let's see if we can get you back on here, man, and unmute you. All right, brother, you there?
Yeah.
All right, so I want all your thoughts, man.
All right, so Marcus actually made a really good point about who's attending these bowl games. Yeah, there's not going to be any fans in attendance unless they can make them be 6 feet apart and whatnot, and they can have like the Kansas City Chief or adopt the Kansas City Chiefs rule. But yeah, like what's going to happen with all these bowl games and all this revenue for these teams? Like a lot of these teams are going to be losing money on these games, considering there's not going to be people in the stands, and with no people in the stands, there's not going to be anyone to buy merchandise. No one's going to be able to buy food and drink. No one's going to be able to like cheer on their teams or just buy anything. And that's how teams and colleges lose their money. So, if anything, teams, a lot of these like when it comes like financially, teams financially will be taking a hit this weekend, this bowl season as well, especially for like the bowl games as well and the national championship. Like, even if we do have a national championship, there's going to be no fans. It's just going to be everyone tuning in on national TV. I mean, everyone will probably be tuning in, and there'll probably be a lot more viewers on TV. So that's kind of a pro. But I think the cons outweigh the pros in terms of bowl season, considering when it comes to like not a lot of people like tuning in. Like you'd rather have more money in terms of like people like spending and bringing out support and whatnot and buying tickets, and especially for like season ticket holders. Like, what's going to happen to the season ticket holders? Because now they don't have any money to buy, and you also have to wonder what could happen with the season ticket holders going forward, because we don't know if this, heaven forbid, this virus doesn't go into next year, which I know it shouldn't, but for season ticket holders, they won't be able to spend their hard-earned cash, and again, it'll hurt all of the teams and their the financial revenue. So not having a bowl season and not having bowl season, not having fans at bowls really hurts everyone. So yeah, so it's going to be tough to have like bowls, and especially when you're not like seeing all these well-known teams. Like, everyone loves USC, will love them or hate them. Everyone likes Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan, Oregon, Ohio State. You lose out on seeing those big-time teams not play. So, yeah, bowl season just won't have that same feel without. It's nothing against like the other teams, obviously, but when it comes to like some of these teams that have like diehard like fans, whether they're main fans or whether they're just like students or just fans because I just don't like this one team, but I like this team's colors. Just like how you like Memphis's really cool uniforms.
Hey, dude, Memphis has some sweet uniforms, all right? I want one of those Tiger uniforms, man. Look, in the comments, if you have not seen Memphis's uniforms, do me a favor and look them up and tell me that they're not cool. Marcus, if you tell me they're not cool, the nerve of you. Okay, seriously. The nerve of you. The nerve of you. Go ahead, look them up. Go ahead, Marcus. Anyway.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good. So, okay. So, let's get things going into this right here. So, back on mute. I don't know what the heck's going on, Taren. It's okay. We'll have this issue solved next week. But, with that said, everybody, let's go ahead and move it on into this. We have about 25 minutes left here in the show. Taren, please explain to me something, because I'm going to explain it too. Okay, so overall, my quick and dirty thoughts on bowl season is very simple. It's probably going to suck, because if we have no gosh dang, number one, seriously? Okay. Number one thing, it's kind of cool, because for the teams who are playing, I'm just saying, Taren, it'd be pretty sweet to see Memphis in those really cool uniforms make it to the BCS the college football playoff. Did I say BCS? Whoops. Anyway, so next thing, Taren, this is a great topic. How does this affect the draft? Well, that's a brain buster, right? So let's see here. Memphis has some cool unis. I wish they were NCAA 14. I completely agree. I'm so angry. Number one, I'm angry that NCAA doesn't have a video game anymore. Okay, I don't even care. That's all there is to it. I wish I could work something out. Anyway, I completely agree with you there, Pierre. So, anyway, y'all, getting back to the draft. Look, let's be real here. This is going to affect the draft in a whole bunch of ways, because, Taren, what are you going to... Okay, we see this argument is huge. The argument of not being able to. Okay. Let me gather my thoughts real quick. Okay, in bowl season, we have this issue where some people don't like that certain players hold out and not play. And we also have the other issue of, well, if they do play, then that's awesome, but what if they get hurt in their last game in a bowl game? That's absolutely meaningless, okay? You're playing in the toilet bowl, okay? Seriously. Sponsored by, who knows, by Mr. Clean. I mean, I'm going to say, Scrubbing Bubble. I'm going to say, okay? Regardless, the thing is you're playing in a useless game. Why are you going to put yourself, you're going to be a top maybe first 2-round draft pick. You could probably go in the first round. Even if you go in the second, that's pretty good. And you're playing for the Mean Green, okay? Or you're playing for Cincinnati. Like, Cincinnati's gone really up in the last year. Right there. Cincinnati's playing some good football. That 3-3-5 defense, I'll tell you right now, I like that 3-3-5 defense, man. I played it myself. It's a great defense. But I'll tell you right now, Taren, overall, this is going to ruin a lot of... honestly, it's going to ruin either season, okay? Oh, well, maybe not. It'll ruin the spring season for sure, because the athletes aren't going to want to play, number one. And number two, if they do play, then what's going to happen, Taren, with the supplemental draft later on before the season starts next year in the NFL? So I want your thoughts on this, man. My quick and dirty thoughts about this is very simple. It's going to freaking screw up a lot, okay? If we do not have if we do have a spring season, there'd be so many players that are just going to be like, I'm not doing this because I need to go play at the next level and make some money because that's what I'm playing college football for in the first place. Or they're going to have those guys who are just such leaders and such captains and whatever, the guys who are spearheading the teams, who are really the driving force behind the team. And what are they going to do, Taren? Now you're stuck in a really crappy position. Well, what do I do? This is my team. I've led them for the last, let's just say 2 years. So you went as a freshman, you made a name for yourself. By the time you were a sophomore, you were already a leader. You were already leading your own stretching line. You were already out front. You were already a captain. You were already moving up. Your junior year happened last year. Great. I'm returning for my senior year. Now what do? I'm probably going to go in the third, fourth round. But Taren, if I play this season and something happens to me, then what? I mean, I have a year to heal up. It's fine, but who knows if somebody's going to want to pass on me or not. Or, Taren, even worse, what if I know I'm coming out this year, I'm going to be at least a top 2, like in the first 2 rounds. I know this. I'm already ranked. Mel Kiper's got me on the board. I'm feeling good. Now what do? Do I tell my team, hey guys, I'm sorry, but you understand, this is a business decision? Or do you tell them, you know what, hey, I'm going to ride or die no matter what with this team? So, Taren, I got to hear your thoughts, man. It's a sticky situation. It's a slippery slope, whatever you want to call it. But it's a good thing to talk about. And after that, we're going to talk about Notre Dame, Pierre. Anyways, let's do this, Taren.
So, it is a tough situation, honestly. And, this is... especially for, the Pac-12 has it really tough, especially for, the top prospects for, that are going into the NFL draft. And if they don't play, since they're not going to be playing, in the fall, if they actually go through the winter, what's going to happen? Our scouts going to still see them? And Marcus says he can't believe there is no NCAA football out of 14. Okay,
I know. Sorry, I'm just trying to say that. I feel you, but anyway, no, you were on a good one, Taren. Continue. I'm sorry about that, man.
For the Pac-12, it really affects the top prospects of the Pac-12, and it makes you wonder if there's not enough players to fill. How many rounds are there? Is it 7 rounds? 7 rounds or something. I think it's the NFL draft is 7 rounds. Mm-hmm. Do they not? Are they going to skip round 6 or round 7? So, again, it's another food for thought. And it makes you wonder if there are not a whole lot of prospects that are just not going to commit to the draft. Who could we could see in some not so top prospects be the top prospects, which. I don't know. It's a little tough. It's a good thing and it's a bad thing, honestly. It's a good thing because those not so top players will get the recognition that they deserve and that they've been working hard for. But at the same time, do you want too much recognition though? Considering if you'll have a lot of expectations to meet, and then if you don't meet them, then you could wind up as a boss, and you can wind up like riding Mr. Bench or just playing in the XFL or whatnot. So it's and we don't even know when the next draft will be. Like Roger Goodell could push the draft to like September. Like there's still like a lot of questions that need to be answered. Like, what's going to happen with all the top prospects from like these Power 5 conferences? When's the next draft? Is everyone are all the NFL scouts going to be looking at the fall teams as opposed to the winter teams? Like, if the teams playing in the winter or teams playing in late Thanksgiving week or the late stage of the season going to be playing this, will they be getting recognition? So there's just a lot of, like, just when we thought we were all getting the answers, we have a lot more questions that are getting asked. So it's really is tough. And, like, I don't know, like, that with this whole pandemic, I could see, like, next year's draft being one of the more underwhelming draft classes out there. Like, it really is tough. And, but again, time will tell, and who knows? Maybe we'll see NFL scouts just when it comes to like winter games. Like, either way, I definitely agree with Pierre on how the Pac-12 and the Big 12, or not Big 12, Big 10 jumping the gun. So again, it's a tough situation, but I think it'll somehow work. Like, another thing I actually want to point out, and this doesn't attain to college football, but high school football, like, some of the top prospects on the high school level are getting affected as well. Like, some are moving from California to, like, other states. Some are just foregoing their senior year of football and jumping straight into college to train with, like, certain teams or to graduate early to work out with certain teams, I think the Pac-12 schools, I think one school like USC, Arizona State, and whatnot. So, and sometimes I think some players from California are transferring from one school in California to one school in, like, maybe say Utah, Texas, Georgia, etc., just so they can get those repetitions in, so that the college scouts can see them, so that they're not waiting till like winter to play football. And when that happens, when wintertime happens, then a lot of the college scouts are probably going to be over it and whatnot. So again, that's a little off topic, but it's just something I wanted to throw out to you.
No, I agree, Taren. I'm with you, man. So let's take a look at this awesome. I like this a lot, man. This is actually a really good comment here from Marcus Lowe's Great. He says, I can't see this affecting the draft where players won't sign up. I do, but we can agree to disagree, because I just feel like players aren't going to want to play because, gosh dang it, you're jeopardizing their future. But I get you, because I like what he's saying here in the next couple sentences, is it will affect the draft because what happens to the Joe Burrows of the world, or of the group, a lot of athletes develop late. And it's true, there are a lot of athletes that do develop late. So I really agree with you on that point, Marcus. And unfortunately, it's just the way it is. You're a number. Taren, you know as well as I do, dude. I played in the Beast. I was there. I know what it's like. I played major junior college football. By the way, I'm RCC Tigers. And can say it one more time, y'all. They won it all last year. Yeah, baby. Restore the roar! RCC, baby. That's right. All day. That's right. You got the claw. That's right, y'all. Anyway, look, I'm just being real. RCC all day long. Coach Kraft is a genius. Regardless, I'll tell you what, guys. Football fans listening out there, this means this actually is very accurate, because a lot of guys who develop late, at the end of the day, you're just a number. We all know that, okay? You're next man up. Somebody gets hurt, and that next person's going to come in, and you may not get your spot back. It's the same thing as the pros, guys, so it's the same thing. It's politics. It's a lot of that. Unfortunately, it's just the way it goes. So I can see that, Marcus. Unfortunately, there's a lot of guys who waited their turn, and now it's like, well, crap, it's my senior year. This is all I have. I was a punt for the last 3 years, and now I'm actually going to start, and what that now great. So I totally get you, Marcus. And it's the truth, man. Hey, RCC all day. But he's right though. So LMAO. Very appreciate that. But okay, so this is going to be the Marcus segment of the show. Are you ready for this, Taren? The nerve of Notre Dame! I'm just saying, okay? Look, we all know. Yeah, here we go. I know. Look, let's just be real. Oh, before I unmute Taren. Look, y'all, this is some real stuff, okay? Straight up. Okay? 100%. We only going to spend a few minutes on this because we do got to get rolling on the rest of the 15 minutes left in the show. But seriously, man, when I heard Matt and Seth talking about this a couple weeks ago on the Sports Brunch, they raised so many good points, and it's true. Thank you, Notre Dame. I talked about this before on the Defining Moment a couple weeks ago, but dude, this is our first episode of the 3 and Out College edition of the season. We can't not talk about this. Notre Dame, really, y'all? You're going to join the conference? Yeah? When it's convenient for you? Yeah? How you like that, guys? Really? That's how y'all feel? You want tradition, right? You want tradition playing USC every year. You want tradition playing the Army and Navy. You want tradition playing Pitt and whoever else they play. But you're basically saying you're too good for all the other conferences. I personally think geographically they belong in the Big Ten. I really do. Okay, like in my NCAA 14 game, I put them in the Big Ten. Okay, I don't even care. Kicking and screaming, I don't care if they did. But at the end of the day, really, guys, really, now you're going to join the ACC for this season only because, oh, well, it's a screwed up season already, so might as well just see how it would be. And hey, if we steal a banner, we steal a banner. Well, I mean, Clemson might say something about that, I'm just saying. But overall, this is annoying. Notre Dame, if you're going to stay independent, then don't try and join for a season and be cute. No, I get it, Ohio State's going to, who knows where they're going to end up, because they want to play their football. Okay, and Coach Day made it very, very clear. They don't care where they play; they're playing somewhere. Okay, and Nebraska is making that very clear too. I forgot the head coach's name, but at the end of the day, Taren, this will only be a few minutes, man, because we got to get to the other everybody else and just kind of get the wrap up and everything. But here we go! It's Pierre time. Wait, we got one here. I wish USC. We'll do a Notre. Oh my gosh, we'll do a Notre Dame and leave the conference or go independent. Marcus, is that what you're saying? Pierre says Notre Dame had no choice thanks to Pac-12 and the Big Ten. Yes, facts, Mr. Moss, facts. Yes, but still, I just don't like that at all. If you're gonna stay independent, then stay independent. But don't move when it's convenient for you. I'm an SC guy, yes, but this honestly doesn't even have anything to do with me not liking Notre Dame at all. This is just the fact that it's really annoying that they're... I get it. We have conferences moving around, which makes me a hypocrite for saying, like, okay, Ohio State moving somewhere would be cool. But regardless, this is just kind of like, If Notre Dame can stay there, let them play the independents. BYU, okay? Or what's the other one? Northern Kentucky or whatever. Or no, was it the Hilltoppers? Western Kentucky? I think that's independent. But anyway, Taren, a couple seconds, my man. What do you think? I'm going to unmute you there, buddy. Okay, so what you got?
So, when it comes to actually, theoretically, Notre Dame is traditionally, in other sports, in the ACC. So, I don't necessarily have a problem with it. And honestly, I would like to see Clemson versus Notre Dame. But traditionally, I will, and also we get to see Pitt versus Notre Dame. But it would be better if they were in the Big Ten because I think they get more bang for their buck in the Big Ten as opposed to the ACC. Nothing against the ACC, but it's just only Clemson as the heavy favorite. I think Pitt is somewhat good, and then I think North Carolina is on the rise, but that's about it. But I don't necessarily mind Notre Dame in the ACC because traditionally when it comes to other sports, I see them in the ACC. So that's just me, but I'm okay with Notre Dame being in the ACC. So I think it's a good little change of pace, and they finally get to realize that conference games are now precious, and every game with them is going to be precious, considering conference is pretty much you win conference, and then you pretty much because that's the only thing that they're going to be doing. It's just going to be conference games in the ACC as opposed to having non-conference games, unless they do sneak in a couple of non-conference games. But I'm going to pass it back to you.
Good point there, Taren. No, great point. You know what, dude? Whoopsies. Okay, now I'm back. Sorry, guys. Good point there, and thank you, Taren. Good point, and I completely agree with you, buddy. Great point there, and I really think that, regardless, Pierre says here, keep in mind they were already playing 5 ACC teams anyway, and they were. Geographically speaking, it's annoying because it's like, South Bend, Indiana is definitely on the East Coast. Yeah, sure. Okay, but I'm a geographical guy. I still am annoyed that Utah and Colorado are on the Pac or in the Pac-12. because they're Pac, right, Taren? Because they're on the Pacific Coast. They're kind of not, but they are. They're on the western side of the USA. I'm a geographical guy. I'm sorry. But regardless, it is what it is, and we can't do anything about it. But yes, I get you, Pierre. I get you, Taren. I get you guys. I understand. It's just, I guess, I side with Matt and Seth, and the way they were even saying it in their show a couple weeks ago in the Sports Brunch, it just made a lot of sense to me, and I guess this is kind of annoying. But regardless, okay, we're gonna go rapid fire. Last 10 minutes of the show, and we got one more comment. I can do Notre Dame winning at least 9 to 10 games this season, or I can. Okay, well, I can see. I think he says I can see Notre Dame winning at least 9 to 10 games this season. I think so. They have a pretty decent team. That defense is actually still pretty stiff. They got a lot of returners. Overall, they're not a bad team. Darren, or Pierre, or Marcus listening, or anybody else. So, with that said, Darren, let's go rapid fire now, man. The NJCAA. Are you ready to go some rapid fire, dude?
Yes, I am.
Let's do it. NJCAA, brother. What have you heard this year?
Well, I think I didn't clarify this, but there will be different groups when it comes to conferences. I think they're gonna filter out all the strong teams and put them all in the one conference, and all the weak teams and put them all in the weak conference. I think it's a good thing because it gives a team a fair chance at winning a conference game or a conference championship, because sometimes certain teams, like my Orange Coast College Pirates, they've struggled in conference the past few years. But now with this whole little conference play equity, I think it gives more teams a better shot at possibly winning a conference championship. And it provides balance in the conference. It's not just one team just dominating every conference team, because there's no fun in that. Every dominant conference team in the past will be facing one another in the super powered conference. And the unique thing is that I think it could be a 1 to 2 year process. If it's a 1 year process and the 3C2A deems them worthy of moving up, then they'll move them up. And if they don't think they did well, then they'll move them down. Either way, it's just going to benefit every team no matter what. And the thing about the 3C2A is that you can be the most dominant team one year, and then the next year you go all the way down.
Transfers are a real thing, Darren. It's a JUCO, brother. You know as well as I do, man. So, okay. So, not to speed up here, but, okay. So, the NJCAA. I actually haven't heard anything about this, Darren. Have you heard anything about this, man?
NJCAA has a few games going on. No. Yeah, there's one game going on Saturday, and that's Vermilion versus Rochester. Mm-hmm. And then there's a game on Sunday being Hudson Valley versus Ithaca JV.
Okay.
And that's it. So it's good that the NJCAA has some games going on, and I think that provides some hope. And we're not talking about the team. It provides some hope going forward.
Good plug.
When it comes to some of these other teams, it's like they're all saying, this team played. Maybe we should. And I'm assuming those games will have no fans and whatnot, or little fans. I'm assuming no fans, probably. So that Saturday game between Vermilion and Rochester, that gives us a little hope. That's a 2:30 p.m. Eastern time game, and the other games are canceled or postponed. Oh, also playing on Saturday is Itasca versus Minnesota West.
Okay.
That's a 1 p.m. game. So it's good that we're going to see some NJCAA games. And to me, I was like, whoa, we're actually going to get some games. So,
it's nice. It really is. It is, and sorry to cut you off, but yeah, Pierre says I like the plan you're talking about, and I completely agree. Pierre says I like the plan Terrence's talking about, and I agree, dude. I like that plan as well. Also, realignment has forced so many odd rivalries. I think in every conference and in every division, it's really cool. So, with that said, we're gonna just run it on here onto the NAIA. Taren, I haven't heard anything for the NAIA either, dude.
So, according to the website, I don't think there are any games this weekend. I don't think the first games aren't until the 12th. Yeah, it looks like the September 12th of the first games, and that's according to what I'm seeing on the site. I could be wrong though, but the NAIA's kind of flipped everything around. I think they've moved all the fall sports to like spring and whatnot, because that's what my guest Clay Webb told me. So we won't be seeing. But I'm glad the NAIA is still moving forward, and they have a plan to like keep the sports going, and they're not just waiting in the dark to the point where teams and conferences are gonna have to opt out and say, "Oh, we can't do this. We're just gonna have to cancel everything and give everyone an extra year, and then hopefully you all come back, even if you're a senior." So,
which is really annoying.
Yeah.
But I'm with you there, Taren. Absolutely, man. So, NCAA D3, if they go to spring, honestly, that's cool. But NCAA D3 and D2, as far as I'm concerned, those are also going to be in the spring. What do you think, Taren?
Yeah, I heard that the NCAA Division II has postponed all of their fall championships and all this year. So, it really stinks. I'm pretty sure the same is done with NCAA Division III. All of the fall NCAA Division I fall championships have been postponed as well. The only exception is football, which obviously football is everyone's big cash cow. So I don't know how. I mean, for the other sports, I don't know how they're going to move everything to like the winter or spring. But back to the football, I'm pretty sure like NCAA. Division II football is canceled for the time being.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then FC, and then I'll pass it back to you.
And the FCS, dude, honestly, there are some games, which is really cool. Pierre Moss is calling one tomorrow. Really excited about that. We're going to get some FCS football. Yay! We're going to get a little bit of FBS football. Yay! But at the end of the day, it just sucks because everyone's up and down and twisted and turned and everything. We're getting some teams aren't playing. Some are going in the fall. I mean, in the winter. I haven't heard any FCS in the fall.
Yes,
sorry, in the winter, but I don't know.
This week we have. Oh, I'm sorry. This week we have Austin Peay versus Central Arkansas, which is the only FCS game, and that's really good, and I'm really excited for that. And so there won't be any FBS games until next weekend, according to the website. So it sucks, but at least we got one game. Like, that one game is kind of our glimmer of hope for us hopefully having more consistent games and hopefully having other teams not fearing that teams will get sick and whatnot. Because obviously football has a lot of contact and whatnot, and it runs the risk, but I think we will persevere from this eventually.
I agree, Taren. So with that said, man, I mean, that's pretty much where we are with all the football right now. It sucks to know we're in the state, but it's okay because things are getting better. We're really hoping so. So with that said, guys, I just want to say thank you to everybody who tuned in. That was a lot of fun. I really appreciate y'all. We really appreciate you guys. That was a lot of fun getting back on the mic, man. So with that said, Taren, any last comments or thoughts before we're out here for the night, man?
Well, I just want everyone to be safe and just continue to do your part to slow the spread, because if you want college football back, if you want college sports back, if you want sports in general back, you got to follow the guidelines and just do what you need to do to flatten the curve, even if you have to wear the mask, because at the end of the day, we're all in the same boat. We all need to be all in on this, because if we're not, then we're never going to get better, and we're still going to be in this running hamster wheel for the time being. So that's just me.
I completely agree. And all right, Taren, well, that's going to do it, brother. So with that said, man, thank you to Marcus. It's a great job, y'all. Thank you, good sir. With that said, y'all, you know the drill. Cue the music, because we're out of here. All right, y'all. With that said, this has been a lot of fun, man. I've got to get used to the direction. That is Mr. Teran Rodriguez. I am your boy, Larry B. Ladies and gentlemen, this show is back with so much energy. I'm so excited. Man, I love you some college football. I want y'all to stay tuned, because coming up next right here on Spreaker, by the way, Austin Peay, I forgot. I think they're playing, my bad. But Mr. Pierre Moss will have that call tomorrow here on Mixler.com, on IE Sports Radio, Mixler.com. Make sure to tune in. It's going to be a good one, y'all. With that said, for my co-host, Mr. Teran Rodriguez, for me, your boy, Larry B., this has been the Season 2 premiere of 3 and Out College Edition. Stay tuned for Mr. Robert Kavanaugh and the Neutral Zone right here on IE Sports Radio, your directory for all that is sports. We'll see you next week, y'all. Until then, take care, and as always, God bless.